Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game 1 in a series between Remind and Focus. Focus spawning as the yellow orc on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Remind has spawned as the red Night Elf. Night Elf versus Orc in this 1v1 matchup on Echo Isle. And unlike many of the other matchups, I am expecting Blade Master versus Demon Hunter. It doesn't really feel like the players really want to deviate from that particular strategy. Now, if the game does go as all other games have gone in the past, we are most likely going to be seeing a tech to tier 2 into a Tauren Chieftain, possibly a Shadow Hunter, with Raiders. Meanwhile, coming in from the Night Elf, we could be seeing Druids of the Talon. Druids of the Talon, very, very strong. However, they do end up getting shut down or dispelled by those Spirit Walkers. So that is going to be an important factor there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at things going down. We can take a look at the Night Elf doing a good job clearing out this creep camp. The problem is going to be that this Ancient of War has been uprooted for quite some time, and it is not going to be able to train up nearly as many archers. However, the Demon Hunter has come all the way across the other side of the map in order to cause a little bit of problems, and there is some harassment already. The Blade Master getting in some additional damage. Wow, that beautiful pathing there, using the Forest Troll Trapper in order to get extra damage there. Meanwhile, let's take a look at that Blade Master. Blade Master gets in another Windwalk strike there, and then quickly uses another Windwalk right behind it. Beautifully played, beautifully done to maximize that amount of damage. All right, Demon Hunter now looking to back up there. You can take a look. Circlet of Nobility versus a Ring of Protection. A little bit of extra damage versus the increased armor. Not quite sure who really comes out ahead there, as the Blade Master now going to be healing himself up, possibly also that Grunt. Now, let's take a look at how things are going to be unfolding. We can see a very, very fast tech to tier 2 right now. That tech to tier 2, very important, as it does open up your tier 2 buildings, and you really don't want to invest too much into early grunts. The reason for that is the Druids of the Talon are so strong against those grunts with that magic damage and the ability to focus fire. Even with Spirit Link, that damage just ends up getting higher and higher. Now, we are going to be seeing the Archer somehow able to lob those arrows or shoot the arrows through the trees, getting in that little bit of extra damage. I've seen this strategy happen more and more often, as it looks as though an Ogre Warrior now going to be joining in on the fight there. Demon Hunter going to finish that off, picks up the Potion of Greater Mana, and now the Blade Master is going to go ahead and Windwalk strike that Demon Hunter again. Demon Hunter in a little bit of trouble, down to 123 hit points. Probably wishes it has a Ring of Protection right about now. No Boots of Speed, as a Grunt now trying to get ahead. All right, it looks like it's going to be a very, very wide turn for that Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter now down to 84 hit points. And somehow the Demon Hunter is still alive. No critical strike as of yet. And a miss to add on top of that, as the Demon Hunter now feels a little bit more gung-ho to try and get in some of that damage. All right, Mana Burn, is it going to be coming in? I gotta believe it's coming in sometime soon. No critical strike. Well, possibly because there was no level 2. So the Blade Master unable to deal that burst damage that is so necessary, as the Ancient of War even gets in a hit as well. Demon Hunter sitting at level 2, that evasion, very, very big news. The Blade Master, however, does have Boots of Speed. Is the Demon Hunter going to waste a Mana Burn to try and disrupt the healing? No, he does not do that at all. All right. Let's go ahead and see how things are unfolding here. We are at Tree of Ages. There is one Ancient of Wind. Ancient of Wind number 2 should be started momentarily once there is enough lumber essence harvested from those trees. Meanwhile, you can see the Bestiary and that Spirit Lodge has come into play. And we're going to be looking at the Raiders and also the Spirit Walkers being trained up. So often, so many times, that is going to be the estimated outcome, as we see beautiful blocking by Focus. Focus purposely putting peons just in the right position so that the Bestiary and the Spirit Lodge have time for construction. The Quill Beast could have easily scampered in there and caused a lot of problems. However, that piercing damage was completely avoided with just the sacrificing of 2 peons. Was that worth it? Well, only time will tell whether or not Focus will be able to grab the upper hand here. The Blade Master is still behind on level, and levels do matter in this matchup. The stronger your Demon Hunter's mana burn is, the more likely you'll be able to mana burn off much of the mana on that Tauren Chieftain. thereby making your Druids of the Talon that much more effective. Meanwhile, the Blade Master takes another 46-point mana burn, losing all of that mana again. Now, how is this all going to be unfolding? Ancients of Wind now training up that Adept training, and that is a bit of a surprise. I normally see a handful of Druids of the Talon being trained up first just because you kind of want that little bit of extra mana. Anyways, let's see how things are going to be unfolding here. Circlet of Nobility dropped and picked back up in a moment's notice. All right, that Druid of the Talon Adept training should be completed in just a second. Meanwhile, back across over here, Blade Master going to be finishing up this Ogre Magi creep camp. Double Circlets of Nobility on that Blade Master now. However, without the Claws of Attack +6, it is going to be a little bit harder for that Blade Master to really get into the high critical strikes. You can see that that Blade Master is still sitting at level 2, and it's not going to be until level 4 when you start seeing very, very effective critical strikes. We're also going to be looking at how many Kodo Beasts will be trained up. That extra bonus damage does help that Blade Master get into 200, 150, 200 critical strikes rather quickly. Back-to-back critical strikes right there, dealing 156 damage. Meanwhile, Spirit Walkers finishing off this Troll Berserker creep camp. Ancient of War, alongside a Forest Troll Berserker, finishing off the Renegade Wizard there. A little bit of a surprise that a Forest Troll Berserker would even be hired up from that mercenary camp, but then again, the Spirit Walkers do have are technically unarmored units, so they do take increased damage from that piercing side. All right, let's take a look at this. You can see a hawk was thrown up into the air. That hawk very, very useful for scouting out that Blade Master, as that Blade Master does tend to run around. Meanwhile, back down across over here, Gloves of Haste, another Gloves of Haste being left behind. The Tauren Chieftain now attacking slightly faster as well. Is it going to be transferred over? Yes, it will. Blade Master now attacking very, very quickly. As you can see there, more attacks equals more critical strikes, just because, well, you're attacking more often. All right, Blade Master, let's see how fast he is attacking right there. Wow, it is about one a second, maybe a little bit faster than that. Attacking very, very quickly, able to get in a lot of shots. Meanwhile, the Tome of Intelligence picked up by the Blade Master. That's a surprise. Normally, the Tauren Chieftain is the one that is a bit more mana intensive. Potion of Healing ready to go. Beastmaster ready to go. Staff of Preservation now adding in the Goblin Tinker to round out the Night Elf Tavern Hero trifecta, as we are now looking at the Troll Berserker making their way to the bottom left. Blade Master may end up scouting out this, may be able to get in some easy shots.
The town is under siege.
As we're looking at the forest, the town hall quickly getting canceled, and now the Goblin Tinker able to finish that off there. All right, it looks as though we will be getting the Scroll of Town Portal to head back home. Druid of the Talon looks like he did cast a Cyclone only for it to be dispelled, and there it goes again. And you can see how important that Cyclone is. That Grunt will be sitting up in the air for quite some time, and the Blade Master knows how important each of his units are. He doesn't want to leave it behind, but he really doesn't want to engage here, and this is really what the problem lies around in regards to those Druids of the Talon. It forces Orc players to engage in fights that they don't necessarily want to engage in, knowing that they could end up, wow, that Grunt getting denied there, backstabbed or backslapped by an axe from the Tauren Chieftain, as the units are now still making a very, very strong push. All right, Speed Scroll now being used here. Blade Master up in the air, thinking about what he's going to be doing next, who he wants to attack. Tauren Chieftain now up in the air, and you can see all of these Druids of the Talon are very, very effective, but what you're eventually going to see is that the Tauren Chieftain is going to run out, the Druids of the Talon are going to run out of mana. All right, Lightning Shield quickly being used there. It looks as though the Tauren Chieftain will end up getting taken down, as the Blade Master still trying to fight back here. One low hit point Raider unable to escape. Pocket Factory now back into play, and that is a beautifully placed Pocket Factory, as it will block that Blade Master from really trying to easily escape even with Windwalk. It's not going to be able to go in this direction all that much, as the Blade Master now looks to finish off a Druid of the Talon there. All right, there is plenty of Clockwork Goblins. Meanwhile, down over here, Beastmaster now continuing the chase, and it looks like the Druids of the Talon are going to be far too much from Remind, and Focus will end up falling behind 1-0 in this series. Let's take a look at this. 40 over 50 supply compared to 47 over 50. Hero is down. Hero currently getting resurrected as well. I believe the Tauren Chieftain is getting resurrected. Yeah, so that is a lot of supply that is currently being still being trained at this point, as opposed to the standing army of Focus. Focusing at 45 over 50 right now. Gonna go ahead and stop another great haul before it really gets underway, and I think this is pretty much going to be the beginning of the end. The Druids of the Talon now regenerating mana, and that's always a big issue when you're going up against a very large Druid of the Talon army. You pretty much want them, well, you pretty much don't want to see them with max mana, but at the same time, as soon as you see them with any mana, they're going to pick up one of your units, and if you're not careful, you're going to be able to just pick them up, surround them, destroy, and then rinse and repeat until they come out on top. Blade Master now setting up very, very strong air. There's a good shockwave hitting 5 or 6 units. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain now still trying to fight his way back. He ends up getting mana burned out of mana already, as the Tauren Chieftain now continuing this fight back on the ground. Lightning Shield quickly being used by that Grunt. Grunt doing a good bit of damage to deal a lot of damage to the surrounding units, but some of those units were Clockwork Goblins, and you know how that goes. Clockwork Goblins, once they die, they do deal a little bit more damage. Low hit point Druids of the Talon in crow form, looking to fight back. However, Raiders are going to now come over here, pick off one easy shot there, pick off another easy shot there, and this is looking like a very good turnaround if these Raiders somehow stay alive. No, 1 Raider down, 2 Raiders down, and what was a very, very strong position if Focus could heal them, quickly shut down into nothing, as he now drops 6 supply to being 36 over 50. Mana burn up on that Blade Master. Blade Master needs to find a way to heal. Does end up healing. Potion of Invulnerability lasting 7 seconds. That lesser Potion of Invulnerability. The Blade Master now still needing to run away. There goes another Raider. We are going to see a Staff of Preservation saving the Demon Hunter, as the Druid of the Talon is back up in the air. The Tauren Chieftain may fall for the second time here, back inside his base, and I believe that is going to be the game. Focus unable to hold on, unable to heal up his units, as Remind takes game number 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.